my friends, welcome back to AllbyOly Design. For those who are new, my name is Olga. I'm a fashion designer and professional seamstress. Today I want to show you an example of alteration of bridal alteration dress that we have to work on today. And I want to show you why, just because some people don't understand how much work is involved in alteration, especially if it's made with a lot of lace. So I'm just gonna, we will go through all alteration, and I just wanna let you know for this dress, the cost for alteration, it was close to 1500. And all this, you might sound crazy, but I wanna show you why it costs that much, and this is how much work it will take to get it done to fit the customer. So let's get started.
So this is our bridal gown with a lot of lace, and she is a petite bride, so we have to hem a lot and move the lace up. We have to adjust the shoulders, the sleeves, and of course we need to take and remove the lace. We need some adjustments here in the bust, and as you see here, I already started to remove it, and you can see is very hard to see this fish line because usually sometimes they use on a bobbin the thread, but on this case on the bobbin and on the top of thread they used the fish line thread. So I already start removing the lace, and I'm gonna take in shoulders, and then I'm gonna open all the lace at the sides. First, I'm gonna start to remove the lace at the bust area where we have to do small adjustments. Take your time and remove it with the seam ripper because it does take a lot of patience also. And then I started to open the sides and remove the rigidine because I need to take it in first, the sides. I hope it's not really confusing what I'm gonna do here, but I just want to show you the process, how much work is involved, and then you can understand why the prices are high on alteration dresses, on bridal one, and how much work is involved. So the first thing what I'm doing here is adjusting the shoulders first, and I will taking in the mesh fabric first, and then I'm just gonna add all the lace back exactly how it was before. And then with the needle and thread, we're gonna hand stitch all the lace back just how the dress was before. So as you see here, I'm just putting everything back, and then I'm just gonna little by little put all the laces that I removed back. So this is our bust part. As you see, all done. I pinned it. Now I have to edit our lace back, but before I do that, I have to take it in first, and then we have to put all the lace back as well. So I removed the sleeves, and I have to move the shoulder line or arm line a little over like an inch. As you see, this is my safety pins, and then what I need to do is taper the sleeves, and then we also have to shorten it, where this is a lot because we have to remove all the lace and move all these details up exactly how much I pinned it. And all these buttons, yes, I have to remove them also, and then we're just gonna sew them back as originally was. So here what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna measure exactly how long is the bottom and loops part, so I can move that up after I'm gonna cut the sleeve. After removing all the details, I'm gonna pin it together, and then we have to sew a stitch and taper the sleeve. To remove the bottom lace from the sleeve, it was a pretty hard and time consuming, so I had to cut it all around, and then I'm just gonna move it up, which for the sleeve that's okay, but not for hem, remember. Then I'm gonna apply it back, and then I'm gonna sew it all on top. To sew the lace back on the sleeve, I'm gonna use the number 5 length on the stitching, and also the foot is up. You can also remove it. So here is our sleeves. The lace is sewed back, not yet the buttons. We will do that after second fitting. As you see, our dress is already adjusted in the back side. I already sewed the lace and also on the bust area. Next, I just attached the sleeves, so we can double check on second sleeve if this is a good length and everything fits well, and then we're gonna sew the lace by hand back. I did attach the cups. We want to add some push-up cups. After all, we're gonna start to remove the lace from the hem. Lace on the hem, as you see, is a very big part of the decor, so it's not like on our dresses you can remove just the edge. This one is literally you have to remove all of it and move it up. Since our customer is petite, we need to move all this. On the second fitting, we double check the fit of the sleeve, the fit of the dress, and then now I'll be able to start on the hem and adding the buttons on the sleeves. You can see how long is the hem. I added back the buttons and loops, so our sleeves is ready to go. And then I'm gonna start to sew by hand all the lace that I pinned it, and I need to finish it back. I finished all the sleeve and also I did finish taking in the sides. Now I'm gonna hand stitch and sew back all the lace on the sides. Hand stitching takes forever sometimes, but I finally finished the upper part, and after we finish sewing by hand, we have to steam it a little bit to make sure all is careful, flat and nice. Removing this lace is very hard and you have to be very careful. Do not make holes in mesh. Usually if the lace is sewed with the thread, regular thread on the bobbin, you can see and it's easier to remove, but when it's sewed with a clear thread on the bobbin and on the thread, is really hard to see it and remove it. But after all, I took my time and I removed it all very carefully.
Welcome back, my friends. Today I'm super duper busy. I'm finishing the dress. Last time she brought the layer of the like a sparkle fabric from the store, so we need to add that layer between the lace and the organza fabric. So it's a lot of work. I'm still working a lot, so it needs to be done tomorrow. So let's get back to work.
So next I will work on the bustle. I want to make sure they are finished before the hem. Then I'll come back to the hem after I shorten the lining. I have to cut the mesh. She does have like 2-3 layers of mesh. Sometimes you can pin all them like together and just cut the length and make sure is a little longer than the lining. Now when all the lace I removed, I did pin them all back to make sure it's exactly same design so I don't confuse or create a different design. And after all, I have to pin it back exactly the length what I need, and then we're gonna be able to sew the hem back. It does take a lot of time and patience, and it does took me days. I'm not sure exactly how many hours because At that time, I had so much work and so many bridal gowns that I have to jump from one project to the other project. But I hope you can see how much work is involved, and the safety pin is indicate the length that is have to be originally. So yeah, now I'm just gonna start sewing all the lace, and as you see my foot is up, and that's how I finished all the hem. I did press as well. You need to make sure you press after you sewing the lace back. And after all that, we just need to cut the last layer of the mesh, and our hem is done. Finishing the last touches before our last fitting. After long hours, our dress is good to go, and my bride is so happy to have her dress perfect fitted on her body. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was more educational. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this will inspire ours as well. Subscribe for more to see more projects coming soon.